Okay, so this is another day for the PMMS playing out. We have our Asian range as usual. We have the Q zone from 2 to 5. Immediately we have an inversion fair value gap. So the last fair value gap that formed before the Q zone, I extend that in the Q zone. So just a close above, that's an inversion fair value gap. I took my entry there. If you can see, we're on the 5 minute, but you can find that on also the 1 minute. So this is the live. Sorry, this is the live trade. Stop loss, entry there. Then, of course, the trade was still on the one, as you can see. So I want you to take note of something. Yeah, sorry. Look at this. You guys need to start taking note of what happened before the Q zone. So where is market leaving liquidity? So it has been leaving buy side liquidity. You can see this is only when I use trend line. I'm not a trend line trader, but this is when I use trend line. This trend line is trying to tell you that I'm targeting all this liquidity, expecting price to clear it in Q zone. So you need to ask yourself the question anytime before the Q zone, before you take a trade, where has price been leaving liquidity? So it has been leaving buy side liquidity, you see, then taking out all the sell side, right? All the sell side liquidity has been taken out. So he cleared it. So during the Q zone, you should expect it to clear the buy side. So that's another trick I use, especially when you see such trend. Another few things I would like to point in this setup is, if you can see, after price break that trend line, it return into that inversion fair value gap, or you can also call this a BPR, balance price range, because there's two fair value gap here, another fair value gap here. Price went in, went up, and I've always told you the open, you should be careful of any open because it will mostly push price back. So you want to take partial here, which is a low resistant liquidity run. This is also a low resistant liquidity one, so that should be your highest target, and this is an high resistant liquidity one. So you can also target that, but at least you should have taken 70% off. That's the rule in my academy, or what I teach my students. You should have taken 70% off in your low resistant liquidity one, and you can see that is what happened. That is where the target got. And as of here, we've taken 70% off, and we're already ending the Q zone. So no need to trade anymore again. You close every trade as long as the Q zone is getting over. You get out of the trade. So you can see, another thing I want to point out is, after playing around in this opening price, which I will tell you, we always push price lower or higher depending on the direction. It came down and did what? An inducement. So this is an inducement. So your first entry went lower from that, your first entry, then continue the movement again. So this is an inducement. You shouldn't be scared. Your stop loss is still here, so you're still safe. Your target, low resistant liquidity one, but that is your major target, the London high, because it has taken the low, because that's the rule of the PMMS. So I think that's all that I want to point out, because many things was going on